Yo, welcome to the open pit. I'm your man, Mr. C with the most. Getting ready to take y'all around the coast. What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing today?
What's up?
Yo, all's
Yo,
well, King.
yo.
Alright, let's get the show started. I'm gonna give a shout out to my man Dre from the Bay, representing the 49ers and Golden State Warriors. What's going on, Dre?
What's going on, brothers? It's good. It's good.
Yes, sir.
It's starting to heat up in this NBA life and that NFL life.
oh,
I'm liking my Niner draft more and more. Reading some things. So all good.
absolutely. Especially that corner from Wake Forest. I'm digging him.
Yep.
Kurt, aka Kurt Murder, representing B More. What's going on, Kurt Murder?
Hey, man. Well, over here on my end, man. So we got to shake up the day, man. My Phoenix Suns got they swept out of the door. Bring out that broom. You know what I mean? They were supposed to win. But you know what, man? I'm gonna follow it up with Dre, man. Like I love everything that Baltimore has done in the draft. I actually checked out some of their undrafted free agents. Man, we looking good. We got some dogs out there right now.
Let's go ahead and jump into that. Felix played. Who the fans play? Am I missing something?
Now we play Minnesota, man.
Minnesota.
And Minnesota put up there 4 games, none, and swept Phoenix. It wasn't even close. Kurt, we start with you, man. That's your team, man. What you got on it, man?
Yeah, man. Hey, disgrace the basketball, man. Get them out of there, man. Break up that whole team, man. I would like to keep Devin Booker there also.
Yeah, you got static.
It's still static.
Yeah, probably turn the volume down a little bit, see if that helps.
What about now? We good? We good, fellas?
Nah, it's still there. Straight from the Bay, pick up right there, man. Yeah, it's still static in there.
I'm gonna drop off. I'll come back.
I think my thoughts on Phoenix is that a lot of these teams that try to do these put together these teams, they're not looking at it. They're just looking at it from a name standpoint and not from team chemistry and does this player work with this player. And I think that's what happened with Phoenix. They just said we already had Book, we're gonna get Durant, and then while we already have Durant and Book, now we're gonna get Beal. And meanwhile, you don't really have you got 3 max dudes. You don't really have a bench, and then you traded you traded Ayton, who's a solid center in the NBA, to replace him with Nurkic, and so I just don't think that they basically had, you lost some, Jay Crowder, your campaign, all these guys that were on your bench that were that's what that was on that team when you went to the finals. You don't have that, and so you're relying on KD, and then I don't understand this whole thing with how did Bradley Beal become this? What has Bradley Beal ever won? I mean, what team has he led anywhere? He was a good player on a bad team, and and so he put up numbers, but what makes you think that that's going to translate to winning? And sometimes that the teams do that. They pick up a guy just on name only and numbers only, and it doesn't really jive. And I think that's what happened to them. So I'm with Kurt. I think they need to break that thing up. I think that I don't know what the contract situations are. With Book, I've been reading that he wants to go to the Knicks, and I can see Durant bailing again.
Always.
He had the one bail which he would have got over. He listened to the people about him going to the Warriors. The Warriors was a good basketball move for him because he fit that team. Once he got there, that was the cheat code, and now they were unstoppable. And he got caught up listening to people talk about it was a punk move, which technically you can say, oh yeah, he went to his rival, but he gave Oklahoma 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And
He was there when it was Seattle.
right. Exactly. He got drafted by the Seattle Sonics, and then he went there and gave them his career, and then he's a free agent. He's like, look, I'm going someplace else. And if he would have just stayed there, his legacy would have been fine. People would have forgave the whole thing because the Warriors probably would be on their 5th, 6th title right now if he doesn't leave. And yes, because but when you bounce around, when now you on your, now you on your third, you on 4 teams, and
that's 14,
and if you're not, and see, you're not doing like Shaq, where you leaving Orlando, go to LA, win rings, then go to Miami and win a ring.
Win a ring, right?
And then the rest of his career he was just bouncing around. But people look at Durant's career is kind of, I mean, I don't know what you think, but I think a lot it's kind of been faded because he left a great situation. He left 2 winning teams to go do his own thing, and his own thing ain't been working. You hitched your wagon to Kyrie, who ain't somebody to hitch your wagon to, at least back then. Because Kyrie,
right.
And then you go to Phoenix, and it's just now I think his legacy is getting, because it's making it look like, okay, now you ain't really the man. You great, you Hall of Famer, you got great numbers, but you've never led a team technically to anything. So I think that's gonna hurt him.
Personally, I think he should have stayed in Oklahoma. He lost to Golden State in the what's that? The Western
Conference Finals. You up 3-1.
Right. You got Westbrook, you got Harden, you had Perks, you had Ibaka.
Yeah, I think Harden was gone by then though.
He was gone at the championship game.
But when they lost to he was on them when they played the Heat in the finals, but he was gone to Houston by the time in that season where they lost to the Warriors in the conference finals.
Right, because if he'd have stuck around, they could have reloaded, got some more players.
Right.
And you never know, they could have won the championship by now in Oklahoma. You know what I mean? But picking back off that Phoenix Suns, Booker don't play no defense.
Nope.
Durant don't play no defense. Bradley Beal don't play defense.
Exactly. I mean, Durant is a little better defensively than I thought he was, but he's not a consistent defender, and he's too light in the rump to be playing D. Right. You in, bro?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Can y'all hear me? Everything good now?
Yeah.
Hey, fellas, I definitely apologize about that, man. I've been going through some real technical difficulties over here lately. Promise.
Ooh.
I think it was the Phoenix Suns. They shot you some bad juju over there.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Hey, cause they know I was about to go in. I was about to go all the way in.
You're like, cut him up. Like pull the plug.
Wrap it up, yo.
Well, we were pretty much saying that they got offense, but they ain't got no defense. They ain't got no bench. But I'm gonna let you pick up. That's your squad. I know you got some stuff you want to say about it.
Yo, man, that's the biggest problem, man. Like, no bench. We have absolutely no bench, man. I never even, having Kevin Durant is a player, yeah, outstanding player, right? Great shooter, great scorer of the basketball. But the pieces we gave up for Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal was way too much, man. I don't think Phoenix Suns even have a first round pick until 2030 or 2031 or something like that. Absolutely insane, right? We gave away Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Cameron Payne, Jay Crowder. We gave away so many points off the bench. Now we have Grayson Allen, who's a dog, but he got injured. Game 2, didn't play no more. That's one of our leading scorers off the bench. O'Neal is just so streaky. He won't give you 10 to 15 points a night. Eric Gordon, so streaky also. Not gonna give you consistent buckets.
And
Um,
past his prime.
right. You know what I mean? Like it's just, man, man, for them to be swept out of the playoffs and one a team that they beat all three times in a regular season, and you telling me you couldn't muster up one game, like insane. You know what I mean? Like we had Nokic. I don't even know what was going on with Ball. Like why didn't he play at all in the series? Not sure if he was injured or anything like that, but Nurkic, good for rebounding. You know what I mean? Ain't gonna really give you a lot of points. He gonna play defense or whatnot. But man, I would like to see them trade Kevin Durant, trade Bradley Beal, which I know is probably not even feasible right now. But
Yeah.
get rid of Kevin Durant, get rid of Bradley Beal, and surround another team around Devin Booker.
Mm.
That's if Devin Booker want to stay, man. Like Stephen A. said, he heard that Devin Booker want to go to New York.
That's what I
Devin
was
Booker
just telling
came out
C.
and said like he don't want to go there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Hopefully we can keep Booker, man, because that's the team. That's the team, man. Like I hated when everybody kept saying like it was Kevin Durant's team. That is not Kevin Durant's team. That is Devin Booker's team.
What was that big man y'all traded to? What was his name?
DeAndre Ayton to Portland.
Yeah. He thought it was his team, but it wasn't his team. It was Booker's team. You know what I mean?
Right,
So,
exactly.
It's Booker's team. It's Booker's team.
Yep.
Man, you named the name that I forgot, and Mr. C, that goes back to that defense thing. Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges was a beast. He was the lockdown dude. He was like, who's your best scorer? Put Mikal Bridges on him.
Yep.
And you don't have that. So when they went to the finals, you had Mikal Bridges, Jay Crowder, Chris Paul.
Yep.
You know, you had some dogs defensively.
Yep.
And to go with Booker.
And then Dre, what you just said, you said Chris Paul. That's another position that we're really lacking at a true point guard.
Who's running true point? Is Booker running point?
Booker and Bradley Beal, and everybody knows Bradley Beal ain't no true point guard. You know what I mean? Like,
shoot first.
Exactly.
Because that's what I was telling Mr. C when you were out. I said they tried to put together this like super team without factoring in, do these guys play together? I mean, does it work? I mean, just because somebody has a name, you know, Bradley Beal ain't never won jack. Yeah, he put up big numbers on a bad team in the Eastern Conference. And so you playing a lot of Detroits and Orlando's up until now, you know, and putting up numbers, but they're meaningless numbers until you see people when the money's on the table. It's like, I was never a big Jalen Brunson guy. I'm like, he's nice, but I'm watching him now and I'm like, whoa, this kid, real deal Holyfield, you know.
Hey, I totally agree with you on that one, Dre.
4 years of college, Villanova.
And look at all them dudes, him, DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, all spent time. See,
they was on the same squad 1 year.
Exactly. That's back to our point we talked about a couple weeks ago. These guys and these guys staying in school, because see, that's how the Warriors built their team. See, everybody look at Durant. Remember, Durant they picked him up after they had already built their team through the draft with Steph, Clay, Draymond, all 3-4 year dudes. Then you picked up Harrison. Then you drafted Harrison Barnes, who had a couple years, you know. But you gotta, them guys that you see, the guys that come into the league balling from the start are those guys that have a little experience, you know, have played some college, you got some coaching, you know, and then you kind of get your NBA legs, and that's you know, and then as they start to get it, you look at what's his name, Edwards. Now he's like, he's you know, but he would have came in the league like that had he not. He only did 1 year at Georgia, right? What did he do? 1 year?
102. 102, yeah.
You know, But yeah, you're right about that. So you murder. You say build around Book.
Build around Booker, man. Like I, the super team ain't working, right? Like Kevin Durant has been there for 2 years now, and then Bradley Beal 1 year. It ain't working, especially if we can't get no bench scoring. If we can't get nobody off the bench to score, like you got to have at least 2 or 3 dogs off the bench that can come on and average at least 10 to 15 points a piece, right? So that way you're not lacking when these stars come off of the floor. You know what I mean? Like when you look at the game with the Phoenix Suns, man, somebody is always playing them rotation. Somebody is always on the court out of the big three. Like Durant is either always on the floor. Devin Booker is either always on the
Right.
floor. Bill, like no, like get you a bench that can compete with somebody else's bench. You know what I mean? Like, and we don't have that. We're trash. We're absolutely. I want them to blow the Durant. Y'all, everybody knows Durant is probably gonna request the trade. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna want to be out of there. This is his MO, right? So get rid of him, get rid of Bill, get what you can get out for these players, and build around Devin Booker because he's the future. He's the future.
If I can trade Bradley and get some more bench players, get a
Right.
get a point guard. Yeah, Durant probably gonna be out. You know what I mean? So if you can trade him, get some players back, cause there's a lot of teams that take him. You know what I mean?
Right.
The Lakers will take him. You know they take.
Hey, the
everybody.
Lakers will take him, man.
Yeah.
You know they're floating it out. I was just looking at an article with the Warriors. You know they floating about bringing the band back together. But I don't really like it because they're talking about giving up Kuminga, which I don't want to give up at a 21-year-old. But they're talking about like Wiggins and Kuminga to the Suns and throwing somebody else for Durant.
Oh yeah. I'll take that.
I was telling Mr. C, he's the missing link for his squad. You get him, if you can get him to the Sixers without giving up, you know. I mean, I'm sure y'all will gladly take Tobias Harris for him, right?
No sir. No sir. Not that stealer of money. Not that stealer of money.
He need to have a mask on, bro. That dude need to play with a mask. And I
Facts.
COVID either.
And his dad was his agent too. That's the crazy part. So he's a free agent. I don't think nobody's gonna pick him up.
No.
I was the GM. I'm not picking him up.
Nah.
He'll
We
get
had
a pay cut. Somebody will pick
points.
him up. 0 points in a close.
0 points a game. 6. 0. 3 attempts. 0 points. And he's the highest paid player on our team.
He's
Hey, we
higher
had-
than Embiid.
Yeah. When he signed that extension, he was getting paid more than Embiid. Max deal.
Yo,
But,
you know what that remind me of though, C man? That remind me of Aiton, man. Like that year when we played, 2 years ago, 3 years ago when we played against the Bucks in the finals.
Mhm.
Bro, Aiton did not show up at all, bro. I think he had like 8 or 9 or 10 points, somewhere around there, right? But then what happens the next year? The Pacers wanted to throw him this large behind contract, right? Guess what Phoenix did? Went out there and matched it.
Right.
What are we doing? And then we traded him
And then
the
you
next
trade him.
year.
Right.
It didn't make any sense to me, man.
Well, since we talk about them Sixers, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. New York out hustled us. They was on the boards. They was getting
Absolutely.
second chance points, third chance points. We was playing good defense. They get all the loose balls.
They was getting every loose ball. Every loose ball.
And
Josh
Embiid,
Hart was touching everything.
Embiid, bless his heart, man. He was on the court trying his best, but that knee issue, and he wasn't ready yet. But without him on the court, we'd have got blown out. Probably got swept. To be honest with you, without him on the court, we'd have got swept. So I give him an A just being out there. But one game he had almost a quadruple, triple double. He had 9 turnovers.
Right.
9 turnovers. You know what I mean? He was just throwing the ball, cramming. Come on, man.
He was throwing the ball. He was stumbling, because that dude, he stay on the ground more than I'm like, bro, can you stay off the court, man? He be on.
Man, Tyrese Maxey showed up. But that was about it. We had campaign showed up one game.
Yeah.
Buddy Hield showed up game
Buddy
6
Hield,
on the bench.
that game 6, Buddy Hield. But where has he been all? That was my thing. I mean, where has he been? You know, Buddy Hield is, but he's streaky too. But he can shoot the rock. But he almost saved them that game. If they could have made it out of that, and to because he had like 20, I want to say, that game.
Like 20, 21. He had like 4 or 5 threes.
Yeah,
he caught fire. Game 2, if we'd have won game 2, I think it'd been a different series. But Kyle Lowry, I don't know why he took the ball so quick and then called timeout. You know what I mean? The game was over for us, but it was a bad call. They didn't call a foul. They got the ball. They won it. We just stole that game in New York. I think that'd change the whole series. You know what I mean? But that's just my thoughts on it. I don't know how y'all seen it, but hands down to the Knicks. Hey, they came in there. They did what it's supposed to do. Brunson is a beast.
Is a monster.
I stand corrected, bro. I when they signed him for that money, I was like, and I knew he was nice. I liked him at Villanova and stuff. Like I remember his dad, from Temple, but it was just like, And then the more you walk, and then he plays that kind of game that I don't really like. I don't like because he has that Kyle Lowry that crash to the basket, get fouled, and I hate that type of basketball. I'm like, when you get bailed out with free throws like James Harden, I'd rather watch paint dry than watch him play.
Me too. Oh my God.
I can't stand to watch that, especially in his heyday when he was just, that whole stuff, and he, and everything he's doing is to draw a foul.
Right.
Look, you're talented enough to look. If people foul you because you just outskilling them, cool. But that deliberately crashing into people and trying to draw foul, that's that game that it wouldn't have got you anywhere 20 years ago, because they're like, we ain't calling the foul, bruh. Keep playing, and see it now. Right. Now, if you've noticed, especially now in the playoffs, they kind of letting them play, and these guys that are used to getting these foul calls is whining. I mean, they shooting balls sticking out, and like, where's that? Like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
The ball is on the other end. You stand there arguing, they laying it up, and I like that, because the game got too. I don't want to watch somebody shoot 12, 14 free throws a night.
Absolutely.
Now if Shaq is shooting that because he's just dominating you and you can't guard him until I just got a foul. That's what happens with like Joker. Joker's shooting free throws because people just can't guard him, and they're fouling him, but back to Brunson, I realized that dude, he can shoot. He's a great manager of the game, the tempo, and I got to take my hat off. I mean, he's better than I thought he was. Now that's gonna be who do they play?
They playing the Pacers.
That's gonna be a nice, because the Pacers benches, they run deep.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the crazy part, remember at Villanova, it was Josh Hart was the man. He was player of the year that year.
Yeah, wasn't he player of the year? Big East player. That's what I thought.
Right.
Yeah.
So Brunson was there. He didn't score too much, but he was dishing the ball. But he got to the league. He took his game to another level. And now, they reverse positions.
They reverse position.
Yeah, Josh Hart is there. He gets the garbage points. He gets the rebounds. He gets the steals. And Brunson just lead the team. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's going to be a good series with them and the Pacers, though.
And people forget DiVincenzo was
he was a freshman.
But he was the championship game MVP, because then he dropped like 30, and one of them championships they won, he hit like 10 threes, and he had a huge game, because that dude, he can stroke too. So it's
That's crazy that all three of them played at Villanova.
I know.
Brunson and Hart was the seniors. Your boy was a freshman. Now they're playing on the NBA team together. Yeah.
Yo, who did Brunson? What is the first team that he was playing for? What? It wasn't Dallas. That's right. Bro, I hated him at Dallas. Like, I was with you, Dre, from the back. I thought he was kind of like garbage. You know, not garbage, but just an average player.
You know, they went to the Western Conference Finals against the Warriors. And he didn't really have that great a series. And then he was a free agent, and the Knicks paid him. And I'm like, whoa, that's a lot to pay for him. But they smarter than us, because you know, he MVP caliber right now.
Let me throw this out there. Julius Randle's not playing. He's hurt. You think they might trade him? You think they might trade him? Because they really don't need him.
No,
they play better. They play better without him because he slows the game down.
He does. He's a ball stopper.
Right.
I don't know. I like Julius Randolph with them, man. Like I think he makes them a complete team. You know what I mean? Now, I don't know if it makes them better or not. I don't really watch the Knicks too often. But complete team, yeah, they got somebody to, you know, get inside that paint and battle. He also has an all-around game. You know what I mean? Mid-range, great foul shooter. I like him there. I think the Knicks and the Pacers series is going to be really good. It would shock the heck out of me if it doesn't go to 7. I don't even know who I like out of that, because the Pacers bench is deep. The Knicks obviously got really skilled players out there that can, you know, contend, or compete rather. I think it's going to be a great series, to be honest. I do think it's going to be a great series and possibly push to 7.
We got Chose commenting saying Brunson was nice in Dallas, so I guess he didn't like the comment that Brunson wasn't good in Dallas.
Oh no,
I didn't say he wasn't good. I said I didn't think he wasn't what he is now. I don't think I think the majority of the league was like, whoa, are the Knicks overpaying for Brunson?
Exactly.
You know, he was nice.
He was just an average player. He was an average, consistent point guard. He wasn't giving you big numbers.
Dropping 40.
Right. He wasn't doing that.
No.
He was just average amongst. And then we got to think about then. There was, man, Chris Paul was still, I won't say it was at an elite level, but Jalen Brunson was probably like the outside of the top 10 as far as point guard position-wise that year.
Was he starting? Brunson was starting?
He started.
Yeah.
He started.
Yep.
Okay. You know, they like I said, that Dallas team, but it was, you know, it was Luka's.
Luka's team. He got ball in the majority of the time. Anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that hurt Brunson a little bit.
So
that's a good point.
Let's get to this Thunder New Orleans Pelican series. Was the Thunder looking like? They're looking like they can't be beat. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Them young boys out there balling. they don't have no weakness. They bench. They started 5. Hey, I don't know if your boy with the Pelicans would have played, if it would have made a difference. I think it would still been the same outcome.
Oh, if Zion would have played,
would have played.
I think they probably maybe squeak out a game, you know, maybe, and they don't get swept like they did, maybe.
Right.
But I don't know how that's going to be. So it's Oklahoma and Dallas.
Yep.
Yes. Yep.
That's going to be a tough series right there. I don't know, because Kyrie is he's back. You know, he's
back.
He's back because he had a shot the other day. They had that still picture where you can't even see him. And they're like, oh, he made this shot. There's like 3 people around him, and he's just
that layup, right?
The layup.
Oh man!
And he was a guy similar. He was similar to me, like Brunson when he first came out. I was like, man, he just throwing that stuff up, man. There's some slop. And then I'm like, but it keep going in, and then I realized, no, that's just he's just like that. He can make crazy shots consistently. So you go ahead.
What's that movie he played in? That basketball movie he played in?
Uncle
Drew?
Yeah.
Yeah, Uncle Drew.
The same thing he was doing on that movie, he's doing in the NBA. You know what I mean? The old man moves, man. I promise. He came out of Duke as a freshman. He was player of the year. You know what I mean? It's just his attitude. You know what I mean? If he had his attitude problem, man, look, Kyrie's is a beast.
He's a beast.
Yo, so let's get back that. So let's address the elephant in the room when you said the attitude problem, man. I don't even think my boy Kyrie has an attitude problem, man. I think the media spins it that way to make Kyrie look that bad. And that was years ago, right? But man, they dogged Kyrie Irving. You know what I mean? They dogged him, man. And some of the players, the things that he was doing, it was for his own mental health, right? His own mental health, put him in a good space, this and that to the third. But you never see the media take that. And I don't even want to make it a white and black thing. I don't. You know what I mean? But with some of these other athletes that stand on some of the things that Kyrie stand on, if they're a different race, color, creed, however you want to look at it, ethnicity, they bury the ones of color and don't hold the ones, the white constituent at the same cost and token. So I always had Kyrie Irving's back. I just always wanted to say that. I felt like so bad when definitely like Stephen A. and Charles Barkley was dogging this dude out like every single day. You know what I mean? I was like, man, this is all right. I'm off my soapbox. Get back to it. See, I just had to throw that out there, man. Because I don't think Kyrie has an attitude problem at all.
When I say attitude problem, it's like when he was in Cleveland, how he just bounced. He didn't tell LeBron he wanted to be out. You know what I mean? Y'all supposed to be your road dog. He didn't communicate with that. Then he went to Boston.
Right.
Then he bounced out of Boston because whatever. You know, forget about that.
Yeah.
Then he went to the Nets. He didn't want to take the COVID shot, so he couldn't play on road games or was it home game? Yeah, so it's
home game.
Yeah, right. So it was different stuff that was going on with him. You know what I mean? But not the attitude. I guess he wanted to do it his way. You know what I mean? He didn't want to be in the box. He didn't want to be judged. Regardless, he want to do. He's a great ball player. He do stuff good for the community. I love Kyrie. You know what I mean? It's I think he just misunderstood. You know what I mean? Kyrie's he's just a different individual. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a flat earther, man. He believes that the earth is flat.
See,
you feel me?
See, and that's, if I can chime in on him, I agree with you, Kurt, on terms of the difference on. Now, granted, he was more of a star, but there was a lot of. I mean, even like Wiggins. Remember, Wiggins didn't want to take the shot, the COVID vaccine, but there was other white athletes that weren't. Aaron Rodgers, and he's still spreading conspiracy theories and stuff. But
he lied about it too.
Yeah,
he took the shot.
Yep.
He lied. He said he took the shot. Yeah,
exactly. Yep. But Kyrie, I think what hurt him was bouncing from LeBron, and we gonna get to that, I'm guessing, when we start talking about these Lakers, because I have a theory on regarding LeBron and other great players, but I think that hurt him because they're like, why would you leave? Because it seems selfish. He said, well, I don't want to be under LeBron's shadow. And then then you start hearing about the flat Earth stuff, and then he bounced on Boston. He goes to Brooklyn, and now you start dealing with the COVID stuff, and and anytime guys start getting anywhere near political or start giving you their beliefs, if it don't jive with a lot of people, then they get marked. But I think this year, he's kind of put a lot of that other stuff behind. You ain't really heard a lot about Kyrie, you know, and they showing him with his daughter, you know, before the game and stuff, you know, and so I don't know if he's deliberately trying to rehabilitate his image or whatnot, but I just think that somebody said, I don't know if it was Kurt or Mr. C, that he's a different cat, you know?
Yeah.
And so, and when you different, people kind of judge you, you know, and so you get kind of marked as somebody that's a problem. So,
yep. And Dre,
like he can play said, with me,
right?
huh?
Just like what you just said, man. Like, so he's not giving them anything to talk about. He's not leaving a team. COVID, he probably, I don't know if he got back out. No, he didn't get vaccinated. I know that for a fact. And which is a good thing, because now the vaccines or vaccination isn't even mandatory no more, right? So he stood on something and his principles, and he didn't do it. But if you don't give somebody something to talk about, right, in a negative limelight or whatever, the media don't have anything to spin against you. You know what I mean? So like, that's the reason why the media hasn't been talking about him or dogging him out, because he's playing basketball. You know what I mean? Like, I think a few months ago or last year, I believe it was last year, when he came under fire about the book that he you know what I mean? Like,
he retweeted about the anti-Semitic.
That dude can read whatever he wants, man. You know what I mean? And then it just got blown out of proportion. So go ahead, C. I'll let you finish that up.
Let me ask y'all think his friendship is in limbo with him and KD? Because he asked KD to come to the Nets for them to play together. You know what I mean? And that caused a lot of friction, you know what I mean? Because Kyrie was missing half the games, you know what I mean? Because God knows what could have happened if they had time to gel.
That's the other thing.
All them, you know what I mean? So I think that kind of hurt KD a little bit, because they're supposed to be boys, you know what I mean? When you ask me to come over here, and then you're not gonna do what you're supposed to do, what we're supposed to be doing, you know what I mean? Right. At the last minute, you want to hold out, you know what I mean? So
and then you cut.
But I think if we're boys, right? Like, let's just say, man, you know, see, you my neighbor, Dre, me and you, you know, we open pit family now. Like, so if we boys, we already gonna talk about certain things, right? Like, you're gonna know if I ever, or once the whole COVID mandate came out, I'm gonna let you know, hey, I'm never gonna take that shot. You know what I mean? And then it's either for you to be like, all right, cool. Like, if that's what your morals and your principles are, I'm gonna stand next to you on that, right? Like, and I think like that's how it should have been. And it wasn't all about basketball for, I think, to me, Kyrie and Durant. I don't know if they're, what the dynamics of that relationship was. I don't know if they were ever friends. I don't, you know.
No, they were they supposed to be like this.
Oh, well, so like, and if they were supposed to be like that, then he should understand that. You know what I mean? That's how I look at that.
I thought he was a little bit blindsided by it. You know what I mean? Because, you know, KD was in Golden State before he came to the Nets, right?
Right.
Yep.
So they was talking about putting that team together.
Oh, nice. My fault. I lied. He had to get out of Golden State. Draymond had ran him up out of there. He wasn't staying there another year. You know?
Draymond did tough him off though.
see, and that's what's so crazy. See, that you didn't step on my bunion now, man. You know, because I was talking to a partner of mine, and we like, man, when you think about it, I love Dre, I love him. But when you think about what he's cost the Warriors, he cost you one championship with the suspension. He cost you Durant because he ran Durant out. Then he cost you last season by clocking Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
You know, and he cost you that season clocking Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole still ain't recovered from that chin check, you know.
And they got video. They had video.
They got video. See, and the thing about it is, I was defending Dre until the video came out. As soon as the video was like, because you know, people have, you know, because we hear about, you know, fights all the time, practice fights, but there's very rare there's video of it. Now, somebody in the Warriors organization had to somebody got capped for that because they were like, bro, how you gonna leak that? You know,
They sold that. They got paid off of that.
and then he cost us this year. You know, acting crazy. You know, you doing choke holds and flying souffles on Nurkic, and he missed 24 games. The Warriors. Oh, if they win 3 more games, they're a 6 seed, and they ain't even playing in a play-in. So he cost them this season. So he's cost them like 4 seasons, probably a couple. Because like I said, if Durant stays, the Warriors got at least 5-6 championships.
Easy.
You know, because he's been in his prime, and they won one without him. But you know, can you imagine him instead of Wiggins sleepwalking through every game? You know, it's just. But you know,
let me ask you this: can we agree to say Draymond a bully?
Oh, he's definitely a bully.
Yeah.
Hey, look, ain't nobody stepping to him though. So I don't know what he's saying to these cats on the court. You know what I mean? I don't know what he's doing to these cats. They're intimidated about it. Draymond is fucking everybody in the league, man.
I think it's because he's crazy. I think people thought because you have some people that say, oh, he's a fake tough guy. You know, he only pick on guys. He picks on Euro dudes, and he only pick on guys that he can whoop. I'm like, yeah, but he's got into it with other dudes. It's like he don't, you know. So in the true essence of a bully, I think what you're saying, I think he may be where it's, you know, he ain't gonna go. Who's my man? That's the MMA dude, James Johnson. He ain't up to him. Wait, is he still in the league? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
The one dude everybody be like nobody mess with. Like, oh, I ain't fooling with James. You know, he got like 7 degrees, black belt, and MMA and stuff. But you know, he is a bully. But he's in the Bay Area, man. That dude walks. I mean, it's only now where they're talking about he gotta go. I mean, there's now that whole talk that because his game ain't really matching up with all the drama, and so people are like, okay, man, it's time for this dude. He gotta go. But
because when he put Rudy Gobert in that chokehold, ain't nobody in Minnesota try to grab him.
Nobody.
Cat was standing right there next to him, going like, "What are you doing, brother? Excuse me."
Do something, you know.
Yeah, straight up.
Now it could have been because it was Rudy, and they were like, "Go ahead, bro, do."
That's a fact.
Hey, Rudy, he need to get out of there, man. They don't have your back, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I'm like, he dragging them, and ain't near a person from the T-Wolves like, oh, stop, you know, jumping on, you know, because other teams, you fighting that whole team. If you start, I'm just trying to think of somebody, you know, if you was choking them like that, they, you know, the rest of his teammates. But you're right, nobody really came to his defense. So
had the whole Minnesota team scared. Referees were scared too. You know what I mean? So.
Rudy was scared. He had his hands up, like
right. He's like, oh, no mas.
Rudy speaking French and oui.
So check it. Let's get into this Milwaukee Bucks, man. Pacers series, man. Do you feel bad for Milwaukee? I think it's reap what you sow, man. Cause they did the coach wrong at the beginning of the year. He had the best, second best record in the NBA, and they fired him with Doc Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now Giannis got hurt. Point guard got hurt. Dame Dollar got hurt with a hamstring, and they lost 4 games to 2. I think the Pacers blew them out a couple times, didn't they?
Oh yeah, they put boots. I like it. I like it that Milwaukee got bounced, but that's selfish reason because I'm looking right over here at my people right there. My couldn't get my fingers going right. I'm ready to put together a nice little package for brother Antetokounmpo. I'm like, I give you Wiggs, I give you Kuminga. He's the only one I'm giving up Kuminga for. You know, I give you Wiggs, Kuminga, and pick somebody else off my bench for Giannis. Because I think personally, I think they need to blow that team up. I think they made a mistake getting Dame. First of all, Dame didn't want to go to Milwaukee. He been whining about Milwaukee the whole season. I don't like it here. It ain't like, and then you gave up probably the best on-ball defensive point guard in the league.
Yes, sir.
To get the worst on-ball defensive. Yeah, Dame can drop 40, but he giving up 30. He giving up 30 on the other end. And so you give up Drew Holiday, who fit. See, back to what I was talking about. Do they fit your team?
Right.
That team was a defensive beast when they won the championship with Giannis, Drew Holiday, Brook Lopez, Jay Crowder, I think, was on that squad. PJ. Dre Crowder was on. PJ was on there. It wasn't Crowder. It was PJ Tucker.
Middleton also. Middleton's a dog.
You know, they had all these guys, and now what happened? You bring in Dame. Dame is a ball stopper. Dame, I love Dame. But what does if Dame ain't scoring, what else does he bring to the house?
Nothing.
He don't really drop dimes. He don't play no defense. So you bringing him there strictly to drop 30, 35 on somebody at night. But if he's not doing that, or if he's giving up 30, canceling out what he's doing, then I don't know. I just think they messed with the chemistry of their team, and then just like Mr. C said, they bad juju. You let Adrian Griffin, is it? You bounced him for Doc. And Doc,
I could have told you that. That's a bad move.
Right.
He don't make no adjustments. He can't coach. He's standing.
Doc got pictures. Doc got pictures somewhere of some people, man. Because I don't know how that brother keep a job, man. He get prime jobs. He gets prime jobs.
He does.
Philly.
He get paid.
Yeah.
But your boy Drew Holiday, when he's with the Sixers, I don't know why we let him go.
Yep.
But we was rebuilding.
Yep. Y'all drafted him, I think.
Yeah. Yep. We drafted him. They sent him to the Pelicans. They let him go.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What was that deal?
He get to Milwaukee. I mean, they win the championship. Now he's in Boston. And on the verge of winning another championship. You know what I mean? It's just like, dude's a baller. He don't turn the ball over.
He really is.
He's pass first. He'll shoot when he has to shoot. He'll knock it down when he needs to. Man, that's
I mean, he because just like you just said, Mr. C, remember, Milwaukee had been knocking on the door for years.
Mm-hmm.
With what was your guy, George Hill, I want to say, and then I forgot who else they were running their point. Then they got Drew Holiday.
Took it to another level.
That was it. I think his first year there, they won the championship.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden now you getting rid of him because you got. I mean, like I said, Dame is a great player. He's a great name, but Dame ain't never won nothing either.
Nothing.
And his teams really, like I said, his teams really haven't won anything, and so I don't know.
And they can't do the pick and roll with Giannis. Giannis ain't gonna pick and roll dude. He like to bring the ball up sometimes. Dame's ball dominant. You know what I mean?
Ball dominant.
Yeah. So that's a bad combination. You know what I mean? Milton brings it up. Giannis bring it up, but Dame has to have the ball in his hands to contribute. If not, he's just on the court.
Right. Exactly.
He's a body on the court.
Yep.
Kurt Murray, you got something on that one?
I just got one time in I'm gonna say on that, man. Like, so I'm kind of in agreement. Like, I don't like the Bucks, right? Like, of course, because they beat us, right? Mm-hmm. And then we allowed Giannis to go out there and put a freaking 50 burger on our head, to end the goddamn game. Yeah. But I really just do not like Giannis' game at all. I think he is just the offensive charge, you could call it on him about 80% of the time. He literally runs into you, barrel into you with his shoulder down, knock you out the way. And from what I thought, if any defender, like especially offensive player, lowers their shoulder, boom, into the defender, it's supposed to be a charge. But if you go back and you look at countless clips of Giannis, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. I just don't like that part of his game. Outside of that, he's a pretty decent jump shooter. Getting better at the line. Great defender though. He can play defense now, and I won't take that away from him. And he can pass the ball pretty well. So I was just happy the Bucks got bounced out of there. I am a Dame Lillard fan. I like Dame, but I definitely didn't want to see him win anything with the Bucks.
Gotcha. But the one series I felt bad for was Boston, Miami without Jimmy Butler. Miami really didn't have a chance.
Oh yeah, at all.
I was surprised they won that one game, hands down. Because Adebayo, to me, he's a power forward. He's not a center.
No,
so Miami need to get a center. You know what I mean? But it was just too much firepower with Boston against them. You know, so I don't know if y'all got any thoughts on that one before we get down to the last two. And these, on Boston and Miami.
Just on that one? Yeah, I'll be honest. I didn't invest a lot of viewing time on that series.
Right, me either, yo.
It was funny because I flicked over the other day. It was 76-46. I was like,
yeah.
It's a wrap. Hey, and you know what, Dre from the Bay, I used to get the same feeling when I flicked to the Phoenix Suns in Minnesota. I'm flicking over here and I'm like, these mother jokers are down by 30 points. Like I told my wife, I said, I can't even watch this damn thing no more. You know?
Those games, Oklahoma, they was beating breaks off of the Pelicans. I mean, like C was saying, them young boys, they get to flying up and down the court, and next thing you know, you down 25, 30 points.
Yep.
And so I don't have a lot of comment on that. I'm looking forward to. We don't know who they're gonna play. They play in either Cleveland or Orlando.
Yep.
And Orlando, they going to Game 7 on Sunday.
Yeah.
Cleveland had 96 yesterday. Mitchell had 50 of the 96.
Insane.
Yeah.
Look, he did what he's supposed to. He just ain't had no help.
Mobley had 3. Cause I got friends in Cleveland, and man, this dude, he was texting me last night, man, Mobley, and what's funny is, 2 nights before when Mobley was going off, he's like, Mobley, I'm like, but see, Mobley is like a Andrew Wiggins, a Harrison Barnes, I'm using them guys that, they are talented, but the game, they don't play every game like it's every game. I mean, so because like Mobley the other night won that game for them, game 5. Yeah, he blocked a shot, but he had like 4 blocks. He had like 20 points. He had 13. He had a big game. And then last night, the dude scores 3 points in 34 minutes in a game to close out, to take you to the net. You can't have that. I can't look, I ain't expecting you to give me 20 every night, but you can't go from 20 to 3. Give me 12. They lost by 3 points. They lost by 3 points. They had a shot to hit a 3 at the end of the game to go to overtime. And you give me 3 points, I lose by 3. You know what I mean? So that's is it me or where did Orlando come from? I mean, said the same thing, Dre.
I just don't. All of a sudden, when they picked up your boy from Duke, it took it to another level, man. Because they already got Isaac over there.
Banchero. Okay.
They got the Wagner
That's who it is. That Banchero dude.
Yeah. They got Carter from Duke. They got a couple years ago. Carter. They got Suggs that we came from Gonzaga.
Carter Jr. Yeah. Suggs. Yeah.
Then they got our reject Fultz. He's starting to play a little better now. You know what I mean?
Franz
and
Wagner.
Ingles. Yeah. Then they got Ingles. he's a veteran. You know what
Wait
I
a
mean?
minute.
So
they got Joe Ingles. He played with Jazz.
Oh,
Man, I hate it.
did he play with the Bucks or somebody?
He did. I thought.
he played with Utah too, didn't he?
Yep, I remember him playing with Utah also. Yep.
I used to hate him because he used to kill
that
the
left
Warriors.
hand.
Yeah,
that left hand, he was smooth with it. So, and they young. They young.
Yeah, they are.
They're gonna be here for a while.
Suggs is only like in this. Suggs is probably like 22 because he only played I think he only played a year at Gonzaga.
No, he played
Suggs, did he play 1 or 2 years?
I thought he played 3 or 4, if I'm mistaken.
No, he didn't play that many.
Okay.
Because him and he came. They went to the championship and lost. I thought he only played a year at Gonzaga.
They got Greg Anthony's son also too at Atlanta.
Cole Anthony, yeah.
So they got a team. I'm saying, I thought Suggs, because Suggs got to be.
Because remember, because he played.
He was born in 2001, so he's 23 years old.
Okay.
So this is his second year with Orlando. So he came out when he was 21. So was he a junior?
Yeah, looks. I was trying to look it up. I was trying to see Gonzaga.
He played for Gonzaga.
Yeah. He hit a couple game winning. He hit that one game winning shot and jumped on the.
So he played 1 year, 20 to 20.
Okay.
From 2020 to 2021.
Yeah, that's what I thought because he was like a top recruit because him and old girl, I think they went to high school together.
Yeah.
Paige.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Page back.
Definitely. Well, let's get down to the one that Drake and the baby been waiting for. I know he's locked and loaded. That the Denver Nuggets against the Lakers. Woo!
Lord.
I don't see MJ getting swept like this in the playoffs like this.
Well, it wasn't technically a sweep, though. See, it wasn't technically a sweep.
4-1. That's embarrassing. You know what I mean? But they won the in-season tournament. You know what I mean? They was in the Western
they celebrated too much for that.
So you got a team, so you can't blame it on that. You know what I mean? You got players around you. So what's the problem? LBJ didn't show up. He didn't take over the game. What you think, Drake? Go ahead, man.
I'm gonna need a wide berth on this. A couple things. I think that team. Your best player can't be 39 years old. I think that's number one. And technically, AD, I guess, what people would consider their best player because he's younger, but. This is where I get into this whole thing with LeBron, and let me first say that team. First of all, that Austin Reeves, if he's your starting two, I don't know if you're a championship team unless you have Bron in his prime, AD in their prime. Austin Reeves is a nice player, I think, but I don't know if he's a starting two on a championship team. I think if he's your sixth man, you got a nice squad. But you look at but even if you look at the team that went to the Western Conference Finals last year, they're missing what's the one brother that who was the guy that had that big game against the Warriors and he left, I think, as a free agent. Was he a shooting guard or? Yeah, he was a shooting guard. I think I'm drawing a blank. Lonnie.
Oh something. Yeah, Lonnie. You talking about? Yeah.
But that team. I mean, you look at D'Lo. How many teams D'Lo been on? You know what I mean? You relying on D'Lo. Now Reeves has to be a go-to guy, which is not his. I don't think that's his game. Hachimura is talented, but he's one of those that give you 20 one night and 6 the next. I don't know what happened to Vanderbilt because that was their D. It's one of those things to me that and now we've got another coach fired. And that's why, in our text, I'm like, I'm not blaming LeBron, but this is what I've always said. This is why I've always said it. And this is why I kind of defended Kyrie. The problem with LeBron is that LeBron numbers are always going to be there. LeBron has never had a series where you say, LeBron didn't show up, because he's just so talented. He fills so many boxes that he's always going to have the numbers. So you're never going to really be able to say that LeBron didn't play well. So what happens? If you win, LeBron won. If you lose, his teammates, man, they didn't show up. And everybody, that's why I don't think Durant is ever going to go play with LeBron, because great players don't want that where I'm going to get blamed if we don't win. And even though LeBron takes heat, I think, and that's what he bounces. So now, you had Mike Brown. Mike Brown took that team that they went. Was he the coach when they went to the finals years ago against the
in Cleveland?
Cleveland
with the Warriors, right? Yeah.
No, when they lost to like the Spurs and LeBron was first trip through.
Yeah.
That dude was coach of the year, everything. They lose, boom, he gets booted. Then they bring in then LeBron goes to Miami. Then he comes back. They bring in that one dude from overseas. They booted him like he didn't even last the season.
That's right.
And then they brought in Ty Lue.
Yep.
And then
he won a championship.
And then he won a championship. LeBron goes to the Lakers. How many coaches been with the Lakers now? And it's just like, because our buddy man was saying they're still playing. They're paying like 3-4 coaches still. They still playing Vogel.
Yeah, playing Vogel. Yeah,
they're playing Vogel. They're playing. I forgot who was there before Ham.
Did he win a championship? That
Vogel won in the bubble.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And then the following year they kind of and so it's like that team is just interesting to me. I just don't know. Like I said, and I'm trying. I don't want to blame LeBron. Is a very difficult player to evaluate and to coach because he's so knowledgeable. He does this. It's just, but at some point, there's got to be some accountability. Like Mr. C is saying. I mean, how many sweeps is this now for LeBron?
This wasn't a sweep, guys. He won one game.
Okay. It wasn't a sweep. Okay.
We're not gonna let Mr. C do this to LeBron now.
I ain't gonna slanderize the brother, So yeah. So and in his defense, you didn't you got bounced by the defending champs. So
yeah, absolutely.
And they're a better team than the Lakers. So you lost to a better team.
And that's what, Dre, I would say this. See, I'm gonna just chime in real quick. I'm gonna say I totally agree with a lot of your points. And I do believe that LeBron may be a difficult person to coach, right? Definitely believe that, right? He has what you call star power in the league. You just can't coach LeBron any type of way.
Right.
Tyronn Lue figured out a way to do it, right? But ultimately, that Denver Nugget team is way better than that Lakers team. It wasn't going to be nowhere in heck they was going to get past the Denver Nuggets. That team, that Lakers team, is probably like the 6th or 7th best team in the West. They're just not that good. You know what I mean? And I didn't even understand this in-season tournament. Everybody was celebrating like they won the. I was like, what is going on? I said, what happened? Did somebody just win something? You know what I mean? Did the championship start early or something? Did I miss the whole season? Didn't know anything, but I think they set their expectations a little bit too high every year with the Lakers.
Yep.
Every year. And truthfully, they're probably the 6th or 7th best team in the West. Even if you want to even put them in the 6th or 7th, what they were, 8.
They were the 7th. They were the 7th seed. Yeah, which just put you right where you're at. Yeah.
6 or 7. That's it, man. You know, my son is just a little bit better than them from the first team. Right. Now their second team, their bench is way better than our bench. I think, and I totally agree. So Birmingham, I think he only had this year to show and prove what he had, right? If you couldn't get them to the next level, he was going to be out of there. I've heard plenty. Even I sit down and I listen to Gilbert Arenas podcast and all these other different podcasts, and they talk about his rotation. His rotation sucks. He's only rotating what, 7, 8 players? Like, come on, man, you're not beating anybody like that. They got a dog that they drafted this past draft, Jalen Hood Shafino. Went back to the G League to play. He's a point guard, right? Like, when Austin Reeves comes out, who was the next point guard? Absolutely nobody.
They got Gabe Vincent, but he ain't do nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like the Lakers wasted a great talent from the draft. The guy went back. Jalen Hood Shafino went back, played G League. I think he got hurt or something like that. But they never even gave the guy a spin in the regular season. I think he probably played like 2 games in the regular season.
Yeah, I don't remember even seeing him.
Right, man. Like, they used there's a first round pick, man. So it's just like, man, the coaching staff, he needed to be fired. Truthfully, he needed to be up out of there.
That was I was going to ask you, do you think he should have? They were right in firing him.
Absolutely.
I think it was the GM fault because
LeBron
needs shooters around him. Yep, these are his shooters. Russell, Reeves, Dinwiddie ain't doing that. Vincent ain't doing that.
Yeah, what happened?
He don't have any shooters around him. He got slashers, and that's it.
He has to have shooters.
Miami, he has shooters. Believe me, he has shooters. You know what I mean?
You had Corver, you had Kyrie, you had Love. You had all those guys that could hit a wide open shot. JR.
My boy Henny Smith. Henny Smith, baby.
You know, now he may not know what the shot clock is at, you know, but he letting it fly. You know.
Christian Wood got hurt.
That's a good call.
Got hurt.
Christian
Wood. Yeah.
You just nailed everything right there. See, I didn't even think about that. You just nailed it. That's the thing. They don't have the shooters around him.
Yeah.
And another thing is,
would you say D'Lo is a shooter? See,
who?
D'Lo. Would you say he's a shooter?
Nah, because he's shaky.
Yeah,
he's shaky. Yeah. And he's on the bench on the cell phone, and they're having a hunt over there. You know? So, you see what he's thinking about?
He's one of the dudes when he.
My boy was like,
my man is like, you know, Magic Johnson is like, man, these dudes, you know, he ready to kill some people, but he's one of those guys. He's that guy. He can get hot and drop 35.
Facts.
And then next game, you know, you looking for him. Oh, hey, he's 2 of 13, you know, and that kind of stuff. And that's, see, you know, before, you like I said, if he has, because see, LeBron is always going to hit the open man. You know, that's why, you know, I mean, it never would happen, but, you know, I would have, you know, if you put him with my dubs, so to speak, and now he's kicking it to a wide open Clay, a wide open Steph, you know, they're gonna murder you. But you know, that's too old of a team, you know. But but I think you're exactly right on that. I think it's the shooting.
You know, on top of that, Russell paid attention to the crowd more than the game. He's steady talking to the crowd about when he hit a shot. He's talking to the fans. You know what I mean?
Right.
Get back in the game, man. Play the game. But my point with LBJ versus MJ, he wouldn't allow the team to go that route. He's going to take over the game. That's just my thoughts on it. You know what I mean? LeBron's not taking over the game. He's there. He see the game going south. What is he doing? He's not demanding the ball. He's not bringing the ball up. He's just going with the flow. If you want to be considered the greatest, man, you got to step it up.
Man, I'm gonna just say this in LeBron's defense, man. LeBron ain't never been that guy.
No,
you know what I mean. He's never been that.
He's always been a team dude,
right?
And he don't have that. And part of it is good, and part of it, I guess, is bad. He, we use the term a lot, but that dog, to me, and that's not saying LeBron is far from no punk. Don't get me wrong, he ain't soft, but some guys.
We don't know if he's soft or not. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
There you go.
He ain't never been in a fight now. We don't know if he's soft or not. We don't know if he can throw a hand.
There you go. Hey, my boy LeBron will get the shaking out here like y'all don't need that boy. You better not mess with LeBron, yo.
He always hitting me with them punches I ain't see coming. Like, I thought I had my hands up.
But look, think about it. He ain't jumping nobody in the locker room. He ain't getting nobody's face. Man, if you want to win.
You remember that finals? Was it the finals with that shot clock with JR? Bro, he was about to go rip J.R. Smith's head off.
What did he do? He's like, the hell with it. You know what I mean?
You remember they grabbed LeBron. He was about to go rip J.R. Smith's head off.
It was one of them no-brainer, bruh. We got the lead. What you shooting the ball for? And J.R. was totally clueless. Like what?
And J.R. was high. He was high.
He had just he
was high as hell.
He cheaped the hell, man.
Oh man,
it was out there juiced. But it's one of them things that it's just that he, like I said, he don't have that. Where he's gonna attack where, like you said, where he's gonna jump on a teammate, where he's gonna do that, and whether or not that's needed or not can be debated because everybody has different leadership styles. But but so let me ask the question though,
Dre. Let me add to that, like what you're about to say before you ask that question. So he doesn't have that Kobe Bryant, bro. I remember I used to see when Kobe Bryant is in zone and everybody know it. He jacked that jaw like that. I'm like, oh, it's over. It's a wrap. You never see that. And it doesn't even mean Kobe is ripping at somebody behind. What that means is he's about to take the game over. You know what I mean?
And that's what C is talking about. That LeBron never hits that button. I've seen it a couple. Now I saw it. That first championship the Warriors won against the Cavs, and Love went out, Kyrie went out. It was just LeBron,
yeah.
And he was playing with Dellavedova and them, and it was like, and LeBron hit a switch, and I want to say it was game 2 of that series. I forget, it was one of them series they won in Oakland, and I was like, he hit that switch. It was like, no, we ain't losing this game,
right?
And I'm like. And then that whole series, I think they could have easily given him the MVP of that series as a loser. But Iguodala won, and I'm like, that should have been Steph, because Steph had like a triple double the closeout game. But anyhow, but Iguodala got, because imagine Iguodala won the MVP for shutting down LeBron who averaged 30. He averaged 30 a game that game. So we really shut it. So that's how good LeBron. I think the problem with LeBron is he's so talented. He can do so many things that if he just said, we can't lose this game, I gotta score 40, kind of like, even though it didn't work, but like Mitchell did last night. He was like, I'm by myself, I'm dropping 50. He still lost. But what I was going to ask, so, because now somebody mentioned we mentioned Ty Lue.
Mm-hmm.
Ty Lue, they bounced as of last night, and now there's a rumor.
Yeah, I heard that.
They looking at him
Going
for the
to the
Lakers.
Lakers.
Or what is he gonna just switch? Well, same lock, stay in the same lock.
I think he's gonna stay put.
I mean, that's my thing. Is why would he leave? First of all, the Clippers, I think, are still a better team if Kawhi ever decides to play.
Correct.
You know, I still think they're a better team than the Lakers. And then why would he? That's a lateral move to me. I don't know. Even though he used to play for the Lakers, I mean,
right. And LeBron got maybe another year or two, if that, and he might be leaving. Go try to play with his son. He don't know what's going to happen over there, but he know what's going on with the Clippers because he still got Paul George, Kawhi, you got Harden, you got Man. You know what I mean? You got talent over there. You know, so I don't see him leaving. That'd be, yeah. I think he's good where he's at. But who they going?
JJ Redick? Is that a truth? Is there truth to that? I heard his name floating out there.
I've heard. I looked at some on YouTube. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I've heard like JJ Redick is going to be a possible like coach. You know, next year somewhere. You know.
I heard that it might be Doc Rivers going back over there.
Are you being serious?
I'm just messing with him. He always late on his feet. I'm just messing.
He does. Man, that dude. I was gonna say he a cat. You throw him off the roof, he just bap, keep on walking.
Right.
You know, let me tell you who need a job, who should get a job, but I think the league done blackballed him. Is Mark Jackson.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because he
don't know.
He built Golden State. Yeah, he built Golden State. He put that team together. Steve Kerr came and won the championship. That was Mark Jackson playing.
It was the only difference between the two, and I was upset when they let go when they fired Mark Jackson. But I'm going to be honest with you that Steve Kerr made the necessary tweaks because Mark is still old school, and he likes that. Even though he knew what he had in Stephen Clay, he was still starting David Lee because he likes the ball working inside out. And so he was pitching. We were dropping it down to David Lee. He would dribble 8 times, do 12 pump fakes, and then get his shot blocked. And meanwhile, Stephen Clay are like, "Can we get the ball?" And when the first move that Steve Kerr made was he started Draymond. Remember, Draymond didn't start under Mark Jackson. He was coming off the bench. And then we got Iguodala, and then he was starting, but Harrison Barnes went in the tank because he started as a rookie, and then Iguodala came in. Barnes suffered coming off the bench, so Iguodala was like, "Man, look, I'll just come off the bench because this dude, he ain't cut like that to come off the bench." But I think that Mark Jackson he turned that whole franchise around with the mentality, with defense and all that stuff. All Steve Kerr did was come in and make a couple of tweaks and said, we gonna go run it. We gonna go free flowing. We not working the ball inside out. And he had a different team, because he had Bogut by that time.
Yeah.
Because Bogut was hurt that last year with
Andrew Bogut.
With Jackson. But yeah, I don't know what's up with Mark. I think Mark, I hate to be like, the Warriors kind of didn't do him no favors because a lot of stuff came out about him that kind of soured people. He got into, and he kind of made an enemy out of Jerry West, which is never a good thing in the NBA. Because he would kick West out of the practices, or was not happy that West was down there, and a lot of that got out. And then the religious aspect, because I think that was, people don't like it when guys try to force religion on people, and some of the players pushed back on that. You didn't hear about it until after he was gone. That's what I didn't like. After the dude is gone, now everybody want to put their mouth on him, and that to me is I'm never a fan of that. If that's weak. After the dude is gone, now you gonna throw dirt on him, while he already buried. So.
And he was a great commentator also. He don't do that anymore. I love when he was doing the commentating with.
They had to get rid of him after that dang on that comment he made about was it about Savannah James?
Yeah, he did say yeah.
I forgot. What did he say?
Man, I think I can't really remember, but it was something about like I hit that or something like that. Like I was like, yo, Mark Jackson.
I don't blame him. Man, dude looking proper on them sidelines. I'm like, Brian, I'm like, bro, you got to keep that to yourself. He did say something. It was something. Now you're going to make me dig it up.
Look it up real quick.
Because he said something like he commented like, "Woo, dang, good Lord,"
Yeah,
remember his famous quote. Hand down, man down.
Man down, yep.
Mama, there go that man again.
Mama, go that man.
I mean, he was. I just didn't. I liked him, but I didn't like him doing Warrior games. Because
he was hating.
He was hating. And look, I understood, but he was because they played him. But so I liked him as long as he wasn't doing Warrior games, I was fine with him. But the problem was, the Warriors was in the finals every year, and he was doing the finals. So it was like, but yeah, I think he deserves it. I think a team like, you found it?
Yeah, that's what he said. I don't want to play the video, but he said, he pretty much said, I'll hit that. Like, yeah. He told me, I'll hit that.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
I'll hit that out of the park with all due respect.
Wow.
Okay, he tried to clean it up with all due respect.
All due respect.
I mean, no disrespect, as they disrespecting you.
In case you want to know, I'm gonna let y'all know. I would hit that.
I would.
He must be on the Henny that night, yo. I hit that out the park with all due respect.
He forgot he was on mic. That's one of them.
Yeah.
Bruh, you see, man, bro, I knocked that out the park, bro. We on hot mic?
Jeff Gundy. I know he was looking. What the hell are you talking about?
Right.
So that's why Braun probably got him. Braun was like,
"Oh yeah,
one of us got to go.
Right.
It ain't gonna be me."
Right.
So what y'all think about Minnesota versus Denver? Who y'all picking on that?
Whew. Have we picked these? Well, we don't know. Minnesota, Denver. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the experience, I gotta go Denver.
Yeah.
But I'm going Denver, but I wouldn't be shocked, A, if this series went 6-7 games, and B, because Minnesota, the one team that could give Denver problems is Minnesota, because they got 2 7-footers.
They got 2 7-footers. Absolutely.
And I'd make Rudy use all your 6 fouls, bro. I don't really need you on the court at the fourth quarter. I need Cat. And so maybe, and you got my man Nas Reed coming off the bench.
Yep.
I'm gonna root. I'm not a big Denver fan, even though I respect them, but I'm not a real fan of them. I'm gonna root for Minnesota, but I'm gonna pick Denver. But it wouldn't shock me if Minnesota made it a series or even won it.
So you got Denver.
Yeah, I'm going Denver.
Oh man, you know what, man? Sheesh. Absolutely, like what Dre from the base said, man. It's really hard to go against Denver right now, especially with the experience. That 2-man game with Jamal Murray and Luka Doncic, not Luka Doncic, the Joker, Nikola Jokic. That boy he's a problem. He's definitely a problem. You know what? I'm gonna go against the grain. I do like. I think Minnesota may edge that series out just because what Dre said, man. They got the 2 7-footers right there. Anthony Edwards is playing at a high clip right now. It's just he got to get out there and play some defense now, and also, you know what I mean. So we'll see. I'm gonna take Minnesota though. I got Minnesota.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the defending champs, man. I'm going with Denver. I think they got too much experience. They know what they're doing. They deep. I like Minnesota as a young team, but yeah, I gotta go with Denver on that one.
I like that.
Okay.
Thunder, Mavericks.
That's another one.
Kurt, I'm stopping too, man.
Thunder, Mavericks. Oh man, this one right here, man. That's tricky, man. Man, cause that boy, what is it? Shea Alexander. God almighty, man, that boy is a monster. You know what? I'm gonna go with Dallas. I'm gonna go with Dallas in 7. I think Kyrie Irving and Luka gonna actually pull it together this series, man. They had a tough one with the Clippers, and they was able to get past that, so they've been battle tested already. I think it's gonna go down to 7. I'll take the Mavericks.
Dre from the Bay.
Against my better judgment, I usually go with my head rather than my heart. But I'm gonna admit I'm not a big Dallas fan. I respect Luka, but his constant whining drives me nuts. I'm not a big, like I said, he's one of the top 3-4 players in this league, hands down. But I don't want to say I don't like his game. I don't like him, his aura, his personality. I think he's one of those guys. It's like he never commits a foul. Every time he doesn't make a shot, he's looking and he's whining. Yeah, and I don't like that.
Right.
And so my head says Dallas just because of the experience factor. But them OKC boys, they roll deep. And I just think that, Kyrie is not a great defender. I'm asking who's guarding SGA? Who's
gonna guard Williams?
Oh yeah, don't they got like 2 Jalen Williams?
Yeah.
Both Jalen. That Dort dude. That Dort dude is a problem because he's one of them. He's like a Josh Hart. He's constant when he's on the floor. He's all over the place. He's going after every loose ball, every rebound. Holmgren is a problem. They got a lot of. So I'm going OKC. I think that Dallas because of experience, but I'm going against my head and going with my heart, and I'm going OKC.
I'm going OKC also because OKC, they play for each other. They don't care who's scoring. They don't care who's doing this and that. They just happy to get the win. And I think they too deep for Dallas, and they want it more. Yeah, so I think they want it more.
Yeah.
Pacers, Knicks. I'm gonna go ahead and pick that one first, man. I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Pacers, man, because the Knicks got a video out. Who seen that video yesterday? Was that you, Kurt?
Yeah, that was me. Oh my God.
Yeah, so I ain't damn Knicks. I'm going with the Pacers. They talk about Embiid. They talk about everybody on my damn team. Yeah. They talk about the Philly State team. They went in on us, man. Oh yeah, I'm done. I'm done with the Knicks. Man, I'm going with the Pacers, man. That's because of that. It's personal.
I feel that.
What you got, Dre?
These are all tough series.
They are.
I always like to go with my first thought sometimes, and my first thought is I just think, just like you said, Pacers are too deep. I'm not a. Again, I hate to get my personality thing. I'm not a Thibodeau guy. I think I'm not. I've never been a Coach Tibbs guy. I think he rides team because they was just talking about they're still even though they're short-handed, they're gonna still play these guys, and they don't really have a bench. He's playing like 7 guys, and eventually, and I'm looking at that matchup, that Halliburton Brunson matchup. Now, that's a whole different matchup now, because who's Philly's point guard? Who were they using it? Maxey?
Lowry.
Kyle
Lowry started at point.
That's right.
Yeah.
Kyle Lowry. No, I'm going. Yeah, I gotta go. I'm going Pacers. And but I think it's gonna be a must-watch series, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kurt Murder.
Yeah, I like the Pacers, man. I like the Pacers. Definitely like the Pacers in 6 too.
6.
Close them out in 6.
Because you gotta remember, they just beat the Bucks.
Yeah.
And they didn't. It wasn't. And didn't they sweep them?
No, it was.
No, it won
2 games. They won 2 games.
Bucks won 2. Oh, that's right. Yeah, they
4-2.
won 6. Okay.
So we got Boston going against either the Magic or Cleveland. If I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna put myself out there. If Orlando beat Cleveland, I'm picking Orlando to beat Boston. I'm just telling you, man. I'm putting it out there. If Boston's playing Cleveland, I got Boston. I see that's a big upset. I see that's an upset. It gotta have an upset. Somebody gotta get upset somewhere, and I'm picking that Boston because Boston had an easy series against Miami. Orlando's, hey, they about it. They was number 3? They was number 3 in East this year.
No, they're 5. That's a 4-5 matchup. 4-5, they're either 4 or 5. They're 5 because Cleveland has the home court, so they were 5.
All right. So that's what I'm putting down. If they playing Orlando, I got Orlando. If Boston's playing Cleveland, I got Boston.
Okay.
Kurt, you on mute.
Oh, my fault. Yeah, I said, ain't no way, yo. Ain't no way. I'm taking Boston out of whoever come out of that series right there. Boston is gonna, especially if they get Porzingis. What's his name? Porzingis back? Porzingis. Yeah. If they get him back, yeah, it's definitely gonna be a wrap.
So the thing about Porzingis, he don't go inside the paint. He stay out there at the top of the key, shooting threes. When he play against a real center, it's gonna be a whole new ball game. Take him in the paint, put that body on him, and he already fragile as it is. So either way, because Cleveland deep, they got some big boys at center too.
Well, it's going to depend if what's his name, Jared Allen.
Yeah,
he ain't played the last 2 games.
Yeah,
right.
So who you got, Dre for the Bay?
Well, I'm gonna have to go because I got this team winning the whole thing this year, and that's the Celtics. I think this is their year. I think they've knocked on that door. They're going to be the most experienced team, but I agree with you. I think that the Orlando would be a better series than Cleveland. I think they'll take Cleveland out in 5 games because I just think Cleveland they have 2 real scorers in Garland and Mitchell. Your boy that they got from the Strutz from Miami is shaky. I told you about Mobley. Now Jared Allen gets back. That's going to help them. They're a long defensive team, but I just don't know. I mean, they're struggling with Orlando. You going 7 games with Orlando, and so I'm saying, I know Orlando is improved, but I think that I gotta go with. I'm going with Celtics because I have Celtics taking home the trophy this year. I just think that they're ready. That's where I'm at.
All right, well, fellas, we got through all the games. Anything else we want to add before we get this weekend started? Kurt Murder, you good?
Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm always ready. Baltimore Ravens, let's go. That's what we talking about. No more basketball for me.
Can I ask Kurt, are you from Baltimore?
I'm not. I'm originally from New York.
Okay, because I'm like I'm trying to. Your accent was more New York for me, Okay.
New York, man, but been in the South almost half my freaking life.
Where in New York?
A little bit of Harlem, 116th and Lennox.
Okay, gotcha. I've been there. Just my wife's from Brooklyn, but I've been there.
Okay.
Just downtown. To Sylvia's and all. And Red Rooster and all that stuff down there. Cool.
Oh, definitely.
Cool.
He was hanging out with Sugar back on Harlem Nights.
The reason I was asking about Baltimore because I'm rewatching The Wire, man, and so it's
man, great TV series.
It's like, man, that thing is hardcore, man.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it was.
It was before its time.
Way
definitely.
Before its time.
Yeah.
Ours was too.
Yep.
Now y'all gonna get me. I never really did Oz.
Man, if you start watching it, you ain't want to stop. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Kurt, take us home, Kurt.
Yeah. All right, there, man. For all my open pit family out there, my open pit community, if y'all like what we creating out here on this channel, definitely don't forget to like, subscribe, turn that notification on, hit that ring button, right?
Yeah.
Tell a friend, and tell a friend. We here every Thursday, or some Thursdays, some Saturdays. Just check, it'll be posted. Let's go. Let's get it. Great show today, fellas.
Yes, sir. Always with you brothers, man.
Y'all have a good weekend, man.
You too.
Hey, blessings.
All right. Stay safe, brother.